What if I told you Blue Lock's most insane strikers weren't fiction? From Chris Prince 7 to Snuffy, these ego-driven monsters are basically remix versions of real football legends. Today, we're breaking down the real pros who inspired Blue Lock's final bosses. And trust me, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
1. Chris Prince, the Blue Lock Ronaldo. Chris Prince isn't just inspired by Cristiano Ronaldo, bros. Basically a parody turned prophecy. The bleach-blond hair, the chiseled abs, the CP7 shirt. Yeah, CP7. It's all on purpose. He literally calls himself world's number 2, a nod to Ronaldo being number 1. But the twist? Chris is coming for that crown. And Blue Lock, he's not just a goal machine. He's a fitness guru, life coach, and philosopher rolled into one absurdly aesthetic striker. His whole ideology is your body is your weapon, and he trains like a monk on steroids. Sound familiar? That's peak Ronaldo energy right there, but here's where things get spicy. If Chris Prince was real, would he actually surpass Ronaldo? Not gonna lie, in terms of raw talent and physical stats, yeah, he's built like a cheat code, hundreds across the board. But what makes Ronaldo a living legend isn't just the numbers, it's the mentality, the legacy, the consistency at the top for 15 years. Chris might be sculpted perfection, but he still chases validation. Ronaldo became his own standard. So if they ever faced off, Chris might look like the future, but CR7 still is the blueprint. Until proven otherwise, Chris is number 2 for a reason.
If you spotted a real-life player I missed, drop it in the comments. I read everything. And hey, if you're vibing with Blue Lock content like this, hit that sub button. More ego, more chaos, more breakdowns coming soon. Let's cook this series together.
2. Don Lorenzo, the mafia defender of football. Let's be real, Don Lorenzo doesn't just play football, he hunts souls on the pitch. From the moment he grinned through his mouthguard, fans knew this man's not a defender. He's a problem. Nicknamed the Ace Eater, Lorenzo reads the game like a criminal mastermind, and yes, the comparisons to Italy's Chiellini, Bonucci, or even Pete Cannavaro are way too real. He's got the brute force, but also that Italian swagger, that smile, that I'm about to end your career energy. In Blue Lock, Lorenzo is chaos wrapped in structure, a modern libero who shadows the opposing ace like he's collecting bounties. But here's the kicker. If Lorenzo existed in real life, would he outclass someone like Chiellini or Van Dijk? Defensively? Possibly. He's faster, leaner, nastier, and his anticipation's cracked. But what makes great defenders elite isn't just stats, it's decision-making under pressure, consistency, the grind. Van Dijk built his name silencing legends in real Champions League nights. Lorenzo, he's still chasing his ego's hunger. If he doesn't implode from overconfidence, he could become football's scariest shadow. But until then, he's more Sicilian hitman than Ballon d'Or nominee. Stylish, yes. Clinical, deadly. But legendary, he's gotta earn that outside the manga.
3. Noel Noah, the perfect striker that even legends fear. Noel Noah isn't just the best striker in Blue Lock. He's the final boss of football. Imagine if Robert Lewandowski had zero emotion and a CPU for a brain. That's Noah. He's ambidextrous, never wastes movement, and shoots with either foot like it's scripted. Stats? Maxed. Titles? All of them. But what makes him terrifying isn't his skills. It's the way he sees football as pure logic. No flair, no fun, just cold execution. If he were real, would he surpass Leva? Maybe physically, sure. But Lewandowski dominated for years with elegance, adaptability, and leadership. Noah lacks that human fire. He's more machine than man. That's why even in the manga, players admire him but don't connect with him. Noah might be flawless, but that might also be his flaw. Because in real football, perfection doesn't always win. Heart does.
4. Mark Snuffy, the Iniesta of Blue Lock. Mark Snuffy is the kind of genius that doesn't shout, he just controls the entire game without breaking a sweat. If there's one real-life player he mirrors perfectly, it's Andres Iniesta. Like Iniesta, Snuffy plays with pure vision, touch, and rhythm. He doesn't rely on power or pace, he flows through space, bending the match to his tempo. But what makes Snuffy truly special is his pain. He lost his best friend to fame and failure, and now football isn't glory for him, it's redemption.
aggression. That's why his style is so selfless. He reads everyone, moves pieces like a conductor, and builds plays that feel inevitable. If Snuffy were real, he wouldn't need to score. He'd make you score again and again, just like Iniesta did for Spain and Barca. Quiet brilliance, eternal impact, no spotlight need.
Kenyu Yukamia, the David Silva of Blue Lock. Yukamia isn't the flashiest striker, but his game is pure poetry under pressure. If there's one real-life player who reflects Yukamiya's craft and quiet intensity, it's David Silva. Both are undersized, underrated, and deadly in tight spaces. While others use speed or power, Yukamia slices through defenses with close control and vision, just like Silva did for Man City in Spain. They don't need to be faster, they just need a pocket of light. Yukamia also battles an eye disease, turning every match into a race against time. That resilience, that's what sets him apart. If he were real, Yukamia would be the kind of player who turns chaos into calm. Not the headline grabber, but the reason your team wins. Like Silva, he doesn't dominate the pitch, he paints on it. A quiet storm, an artist in war.
6. Charles Shiovalier, the mind of Blue Lock. Charles plays like a painter with a plan. Calm, precise, always 2 steps ahead. He reminds me so much of Antoine Griezmann. Both are elegant creators who dictate the game quietly. Charles isn't just technique. He's timing, rhythm, and intelligence disguised in finesse. Like Griezmann, he reads spaces before they even open. He doesn't need flair to dominate, just a perfect pass at the perfect time. If Charles were real, he'd be the brain behind the chaos, the kind of player every genius striker needs to shine.
7. Sai Itoshi, the overlord of Blue Lock. Sai doesn't need flash. He is precision. Like Toni Kroos, every pass he makes slices clean through space and ego. He's not loud, not chaotic, just devastatingly effective. Sai plays with total control. Tempo, angles, rhythm, all under his command. Like Kroos at Real Madrid, he trusts logic over instinct. That's why Sai sees most Blue Lock strikers as childish. Their chaos annoys him. If he were real, Sai would be elite. A midfield general who doesn't chase highlights, he creates them. Not with flair, but with ruthless clarity. Cold, calm, untouchable, a weapon wrapped in silence.
Blue Lock might be fiction, but the hunger, the ego, the obsession, that's all real. These characters aren't just inspired by legends, they are football's raw ambition, drawn in ink. So next time you watch Isagi devour the pitch, remember, somewhere out there a real version already exists.